Hello everybody. So I'm Rumina, and probably you know me by now that I am a professional procrastinator. That's why I'm so late. So I was actually having mixed thoughts about coming here because I have an exam tomorrow. And I'm not sure, I wasn't sure if I should do this event or not. But then my friends brought me here. So after I finish saying what I want to say, I want you to give a huge round of applause for my friends first. And I wrote a story, I guess probably 3 years ago when I was in 10th. Right now I'm doing my bachelor's in business administration and I'm in second year. That means I'm around 20. Just turned 23 days ago. So the story is probably when I was a child and I had these thoughts in my mind that I wanted to become a writer, which I still do. But then I think I'm too carried away by my professionalism right now to go to my passion. Writing has been my thing since I was in 3rd grade. So here's to myself, cheering myself for all the hard work I did, but I never showed people. This is the first time I'm gonna show my work to people, so I hope you guys get impressed. There's the story I wrote about a girl who's nervous, and you will know what exactly happened with her and why she's nervous, just like I am right now. So this girl, she stood before the wooden door, adjusting her black top with the pendant she wore, precious to her more than ever. Sweat took over her. She was nervous. It had been years since that incident took place. Did he remember her, or will he laugh at her? What will he think of her as? A fool. She thought of herself, yeah, that's what he must think of him. I mean her. She didn't want to face how insulting it would if he just won't remember her or what happened. Oh, who was she kidding? Who remembers such silly short incidents? It would be an utter joke to expect people to remember every single detail that happens in their life. As she walked back to her car, she recalled it all. She stood there for a second, still. How much has she changed now? She is the person she always thought she could be. She wanted to be this person that she was now today. A perfect life with a loving husband, beautiful children, a well-paid job, a huge house to shelter, and lots of respect. Respect. Yes, she really did owe that guy a lot. Little will he know, but at least she knows the worth of that word respect. She needs to go in. She has to. Because he deserves to know what he made an impact on her life. So after contemplating for about almost half an hour, she turns back towards the door and walks towards it. So after she reaches there, she stops caring at what might happen. But as much as she was nervous, she wanted to do it. Knock knock. Although it was a little awkward for her to know that he lived in such a shabby place, despite his social status, she refused to believe at first that he may in fact even would linger in a place like this. She herself resided at a better place than him now. Oh well, at least it wasn't this shabby or this far away. Basically, too off the line for that guy. Jeez, that was years ago. 10 to be precise. Soon enough, the creak sound of the door was heard, and a healthy young lady with white skirt all over her poked her head out. Hello? How may I help you, madam? She asked, curving her lips into a warm smile. Hello, ma'am. Well, can I just see Mr. Eric Stiller? She smiled back, hoping a guess from her desperately. Oh, you're here to see him? She opened the door wide, gesturing her to come inside. She took a step in. This is a little strange, though. He didn't mention of anyone coming to see him before. The lady smiled awkwardly. Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise, I guess, which it really was for Eric. Wait here, dear. Just a minute, she said. She saw the lady hurrying inside. There was a shoe rack filled with lots of shoes. Wasn't a lot of his taste, though. Too many years. she thought of herself that people can change, she reminded herself. Just as she was about to enter, she heard the lady come in and say, "You may come in here this way." There was some music she could hear. But wait, that wasn't his type. It wasn't rock or pop. It was slow. Who is he? Has she come to the right place? Or has he really changed? He is so full of surprises. As she turned around, it was him. Oh God, no. He has changed so much. So much. Wow. He looked nice. Nice as in a sober way nice. The sweat appeared all over her as she took a step in, with each step seeming heavier than earlier. Hello, Eric? She smiled, hiding her nervousness as best as she can. He looked up as if he not recognizing her, which he actually didn't. Hello? Do I know you? He enforced a smile, which was a failure. Not really. I am Claire. She looked with hope at him. Claire? Who Claire? He scowled. I do not recall a certain Claire. He combed his hair with his fingers. She inserted her hand in the pocket of her jeans. She knew it. She knew it, she would need it. It was the most important thing in her life. Soon enough, she produced a piece of paper, what seemed like ages old. It read, "You can do it. You can make it happen. You are beautiful. You can, only if you want to." Oh, what is that? He seemed mesmerized. Remember you gave it to a girl. And that's when Eric realized that Claire with no surname, is that you? What are you doing here? This is insane. I gave you this years ago? Probably 10? You know, how have you been? It's been forever. And you look so beautiful. I can't recognize you. She gave him a warm smile. He remembered her. He remembered the note. Her insides melted with joy. She almost felt her teenage self cross back to her. Eric, she stuttered. "You what, Claire?" "Came here to thank you," she said, saying with great difficulty. She didn't know how he might react, but a huge burden was off her shoulder. The burden she was carrying for ages. "Thank me for what?" He frowned. "I don't get what you're saying, and this note, I gave you this, I don't even remember when. You still have it, it's so strange," he thought. You come here out of the blue and to thank me for what exactly? And then, that's when Claire says, "You've changed." And he says, not really. And then, slowly he walks towards the table with drinks and passes her a glass with some ice cube filled some vodka. And that's when they sit together and she finally decides to tell them a cool junk, or probably a cool guy. And cool guys don't like writings. So I kept it a secret because I wanted to be amongst the coolest bunch of kids. But I certainly had no idea that, it would impact so much in people's life. One's passion can actually improve someone's life. So, you're coming here to tell me you've come this far just to thank me? And she says, "Yeah, actually, we are here to sell our properties off." And Eric's like, "Who? We?" And she says, "We as in my husband, and my 2 children." "You have children?" Eric's surprised. And that's when she realized Eric is still the true Eric inside. And she says, "You haven't still changed." And he says, "Old habits die hard." But she says, "You have changed indeed." And Eric's like, "Yeah, I have. And Eric's like, "I wish I told you back in high school that I really liked you. But then I was more into girls with red lipsticks and high heels. And I was not into girls with white cars. And I thought that was the most uncoolest thing there." And then she tells him that she lives in New York, that she'd like him to come over. That's when Eric realizes that sometimes you need to follow your passion. Sometimes you need to reflect on yourself. Eric thinks if he, for once, had addressed Claire before he was who he was now, probably 10 years ago, he wouldn't have been isolated in that shabby apartment. Who knows, he would have Claire by his side. Who knows? how much Claire thinks of him every single day. Things can change in life if you actually make decisions and sometimes listen to your heart more than your brain. So I think if any one of you at any age have any passion which seems wild, then just do it. Because it may change your life. It's not always about the girl or the guy, but it's a way of saying that, you know, that's where you belong actually. Just like I belong here. Thank you so much.